Hi guys, so welcome back. In today's video I'm going to talk about something we've been having major issues with the last few weeks, and it's slugs. I've never seen so many slugs in my whole entire life as I've seen in this garden. So we're going to talk you through what we're going to do to try to combat this, if we can combat this, and come back in a few weeks and make a follow-up video to this one. Hi guys, welcome back. So Barry here, if you haven't been here before, we try to apply the principles of permaculture to our garden here to get as much yields as we can. So in this video, like I said at the start, we've been having a lot of issues with slugs, mainly in the outside gardens, but also here in the polytunnel. But we found that the polytunnel was a bit more manageable for slugs, as we're in here every day potting and planting, and we've been lifting up our trays and checking underneath them every day for slugs and try to keep the numbers down. But we noticed a major issue when we planted our brassicas and salads out about 3 weeks ago. Within 2 days of planting about 80 feet of rows of brassicas and salad, they were absolutely wiped out. We did notice a lot of slugs here when we moved here first, and one of the issues that we think is contributing is the fact that we're using lazy beds outside. So with the grass sandwiched between the grass, as you turn the lazy beds over, you're given an absolutely fantastic habitat for slugs to live. And because of this, and because of the massive numbers, and I've come down the last few nights and I've had to observe the slugs in action, because a lot of April was very dry, so the weather now has changed, and we've noticed a massive increase in the population and in the activity of slugs here in our garden. So what are we going to do about this? So we've devised a three-pronged method of attack for the slugs. One, we're going to get the slugs drunk. Number two, we're going to grow our plants a little bit bigger before we plant them. 3, we're going to keep the grass nice and trim and tidy around the beds, so the slugs won't be able to come in. They like to live in the longer grass. So we decided as well, there was all lawns here, so we decided we were going with meadows in this garden, rather than maintaining lawns. So these were perfect habitats, the meadows, for slugs as well. So we're going to have to trim around the meadows to give a barrier between the beds and the slugs. One other thing that we're going to do as well is we're going to come down every evening, collect up the slugs, and if you're looking at this issue through the lens of permaculture, it may be a massive issue and a pest problem for us, but also there's a massive yield in this as well. We're going to convert the slugs into usable protein for ourselves by feeding them to our chickens, because there's massive amounts of them. So in turn, the chickens are going to get a massive source of protein and give us massive big eggs, hopefully, as a result of this. So the first part of the plan here is, if you follow me, I'll give you a quick look, is cider or old beer or anything like that. That's absolutely perfect. The slugs will go in, they're attracted to this, like a lot of people are anyway. They drink too much and they die. So we have one of the traps in here, just an old milk bottle. Yvonne thankfully installed these all today, so we just filled it up and added the cider, and we'll leave that there then, and we'll come back. And from experience you'll have a lot of slugs. So we'll make follow-up videos to this in the coming weeks. So normally we plant our plants out direct from the seed trays. So usually when plants have maybe 4 true leaves, we plant them out, just dib a hole, put them in, and there's no issues. This is what I'm doing in the community garden I work in, but for here we find with the slugs, we're going to grow them on just that little bit more, that if they do get attacked, they will bounce back, they will have a bit more resilience. So if you can see these trays of brassicas here, we've potted on the brassicas, so they're just that little bit bigger. So if they lose a leaf or two, they will be able to survive, and they will be able to bounce back. And we'll be able to notice as well if they lose a leaf and take direct action from there. Same goes with our sunflowers here. So the sunflowers, rather than plant them out when they're around this height, we let them grow in a bit more, so the slugs won't really be able to affect them too much, and we'll notice it. I've often seen sunflowers this height and you come out and it's pretty much bent over with a slug on top eating the leaves. So hopefully this these different things we're going to do here now will work to reduce the numbers. So the goal is to reduce the numbers of the slugs dramatically by a couple of thousand over the next week or so. So if we can take 150 slugs every night out of the garden and feed them to our chickens, we should be on to a winner. One thing as well, if you're using bear traps or cider traps, don't feed the slugs to your chickens or you might have some extremely aggressive drunken chickens walking around your garden. So thanks for watching the video, guys. I'll give you an update shortly. See you, bye.